Now, the Gambia government, through the Ports Authority, with funding from the African Development Bank, on Wednesday signed a contract with Diamond Shipyard to build two innovative green solar-powered ferries. The signing ceremony, which took place at the Banjul City Council Hall, signifies the government's strategic move to address the ongoing ferry service issues in the country. Our reporter Yahya Jammeh tells us more.
Amidst the ongoing ferry crisis in the Gambia, which has caused major public concern, prompted the government to take a decisive action and sign an agreement to procure two new ferries from Holland. One of these cutting-edge solar-powered ferries was made possible through the grant from the African Development Bank along with the Gambian government, whom also facilitated the acquisition of the second ferry through a supply credit stream from the Diamond Shipyard. This, according to the officials, will significantly develop greatly in improving the ferry service in the country. For far too long, commuters and businesses have endured the consequences of unreliable and inadequate ferry operations, worsening the challenges of transportation and impeding economic activities. Speaking during the signing ceremony, Usman Jabate, the managing director of the Gambian Ports Authority, reveals that the ferries are expected to be delivered within 16 months after the contract's execution. Jabate took the opportunity to also express his sincere apologies to the people of the Gambia, customers and all ferry users for the service disruption along the Banjul-Barrow crossing point.
To all our esteemed customers and to all users of the ferry services for the disruption in the service along the Banjul and Barra crossing points. It is not our desire, but it happened the way it has happened, and the lessons learned is that going forward we will improve in our planning to ensure that there is uninterrupted service along this route. That besides, this ceremony is for the signing of two new ferries, and the decision came about because of our engagement with a development partner, African Development Bank, who has provided the grant funding to procure one new solar-powered green ferry. When the decision was sent to government, Cabinet in its wisdom gave instructions, and the Ministry of Transport informed the GPA that it's government decision to go for two instead of one. That's why we are signing for two ferries. One is completely on a grant by the African Development Bank, and the second is being procured by government through a supplier credit arrangement with Diamond Shipyard of the Netherlands.
Honorable Ibrahim Asila, the Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure, while commenting on the new project, highlighted that the government's main goal is to connect the Banjul-Barrow route with the bridge. He disclosed the feasibility studies have already begun, and the construction of the bridge will depend on the findings of these studies.
For us to make an alignment to from Amdalai to Barra, then bridge the Banjul-Barra bridge, the river, and then use the Sting Corner bypass, and then get to Kembuje, and then to Mandinaba, and then to Siliti at the border. So this has been accepted, and they are doing the feasibility studies. We are happy that some seasoned Gambian engineers, although a Tunisian company won the consultancy for ECOWAS, but we have some seasoned Gambian engineers that are part of this feasibility study, and we are keenly waiting the outcome of this study to determine the start of the project. So, I mean, a lot is happening, and we want to once again apologize, as MD said, to all our esteemed customers who in one way or the other have been affected by the stoppage of service on the Banjul-Barra route. But we can also assure them that government is doing a lot of things, including the bridging of Banjul-Barra, and hopefully before the end of this year or the first quarter of 2025, we will get something about the first draft report of the feasibility studies.
The Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure has assured the public that safety measures have been implemented at the crossing point. He said the Gambian Navy is stationed at the crossing points to ensure that the boats are not overloaded. According to Minister Silla, it is mandatory for anyone boarding the boats to wear a life-saving jacket, and there is also a separation of cargo and passengers to ensure smooth sailing, ensuring the safety and well-being for all river users. For African News, Yahya Jammeh.